Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, same streamer, same game. Showtime! New character. Hi, guys. I've been playing a little bit. Don't hate me because I've been busy. You know. Did I not drop something in there? I thought I did. Did I not drop? I didn't. Is that the one I want? Yeah, that gives me, reduces the crit chance to 0. Well, what is my crit chance right now? How about we find out? I imagine it's not very good. Damage, crit chance. Spell critical strike chance, yeah, 5.5%. So for now, at least, it's perfectly good. Use control spell. Lone Star Wolf.
Enough live.
Good evening. So I swap builds, as you can probably tell. Basically, I'd hit kind of a dead end. I wasn't dying, which is good, but everything was just dying extraordinarily slow. And enormously slow is not very fun. Jeez, we kind of want to. So there was, in the build guide I was following, there was no real advice about what to do. Basically, at time mark 5, when I could no longer effectively do stuff. It's mutated live, everyone! And that's not that uncommon. The transitions, sort of power level transitions in this game can be dicey as the power jacks up a lot. There's, okay, mutated live is now being defeated by real live. And the real end game doesn't start until you hit time mark 7, and it was just finishing stuff at time mark 5 was taking 2 minutes to defeat a boss. For this game, that's just too long. 6 would probably have been impossible.
Secure the spark.
And 7 out of the question.
No
I just had
matter
no
what
way
it
to
costs.
kind of transition
I will clear a path
to a higher tier because I didn't understand the mechanics. So here I'm following a build by a build guide by a content creator who I've used their builds at Alley.
Don't you understand?
I did. Why am I still watching? I've used her her Void Knight auto bomber build in Last Epoch for League starts a couple of times, and they were very good. And her build guide has more basically checkpoints in the build where you can find out where she's changed the build for the next step, in essence, which is frankly necessary. The build guides in PoE, for example, because you're using path of building, inevitably don't really run into that problem. Here, basically, the only easy to get to build guide are snapshots. And so the streamer has, or content creator has to be very pointed in making snapshot saves. The game has a good mechanic for picking a build. I'm following Ali's Tier 1 Tangle Iceland. In that, shows you the main skills, shows you the ideal pacts, the equipment they were using at that time, the hero traits, all that stuff. But it is just a snapshot. It doesn't really tell you how to get to the snapshot or what to do after the snapshot. Now, she's got a couple more snapshots after this. But getting there might be a little problematic. It is feeling a little underpowered right now, not like badly. Compared to the last build I was playing, though, the last build was bazookaing every. That was the strongest early build I've ever played. But I know everyone was using it basically just to get to the 70s, level 70s, and in there somewhere they were swapping over to a different skill. Yay, finally. Hideout. Now we get to see how much I can juice myself up by using the goodies I salted away on the first character. Until you get here, you don't have access to your inventory. Now I have access to my inventory. I will tint my fingers and laugh evilly. Alright, Rock Lizard Skull. Doom, 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 doom. 6029. 5021, the life is probably more important. Yeah, so we can destroy that. This is a waiting. Do we have a waiting? We do have a waiting. We can destroy that. The Grace Boots. We're wearing one set. This is not as good a set, I think, and that is a Lone Survivor ring. 63, 35, 20, 69, 35, 20, 20, 99. I think the life regen makes that one better. Yeah. Move that in. We'll double check. We'd give up damage on those Grace Boots. More survival. Okay, fine. Talk me into it. You smooth-talking bastards will recycle them. And now we'll see what might work well here. So we're going to be trying a bunch of stuff. We can't use that. Oh, that seems good. Might be good. So hopefully we're going to no longer have any issues with being a little bit on the slow side. In gameplay, I'm probably always going to be a little bit on the slow side, if you get what I mean. Scorching Wave. A musket. Tempting. Theoretically, I could use that. Don't think I'm going to want to, but I could. That's a maybe. That'll give us 2 Born in Fires. Make it 3 Born in Fires. We'll take the best 2. And Scorching Tempo. Scorching Tempo. Did we not just... Oh, we have 2. This one I can't use. I can't use either one. This makes me sad. A single tear rolls down his cheek. Now we're going to see if any of these are actually good and improvements. We'll start with the head. 71% more damage. Remind me, is that good? It sounds okay. Sure, we'll try it. A little bit more survival. So the intelligence seems to be good enough on its own to give that one a nice boost. 26%, sure. That one's not as good. What? Pfft, away with you. Can't use that. An enormous amount of survivability addition from these Born in Fire, so much so that we can essentially not have to worry about survival for the most part. So, we recycle all of the easily recyclables, and we have increased our damage by stupid numbers, which is good. I'm all for stupid number improvements. Rearrange. Alright, we will come over here, and we're going to just do a real quick. Should have done it before I swapped them in to say, that's level 40, it's fine. I'm not sure this number is useful because at 40 levels, so there's probably a level difference automatic protection to some degree. But we will continue on now. We have kitted ourselves up muchly betterer. Hey, Vorp. And now, Dr. Romer. A character with even less charisma than Logan Thackeray. It's hard to believe, I know. Okay, it does have propellers in the back, so this thing on the side is, I have no idea.
The Akitos are everywhere down there.
No idea. Yeah, things are dying significantly faster. Oh, look, isn't that adorable? It pops up behind me like you think that's going to protect Oh, I didn't push the button. Nope, we did. There we go. We just walked away before pushing the button took effect. Even now, we're not in super murder mode like we were. The previous leveling build was just dumb. It's the strongest, maybe the strongest leveling build I've ever played in any ARPG. Get one pump, basically everything. I always preferred, whenever possible, to not have to do a skill swap. To play the build that I am interested in playing as much as possible from the start. But certainly as soon as the skill becomes some PoE, a lot of times PoE is no. 28? 28 for some skills, and more skills came in later. If possible, I'd always rather just play the skill I want playing rather than playing a skill to the end game, only to finally be able to play the one I actually want to play all. Anyone coming in there, or is that just gonna? That's just glowing red, is all it is. Fine. Whoops. No. We need to push the button here. Push the button, Frank. That's a Mystery Science Theater reference. got a bunch of things. We got a couple of things improved here. Very nice. We like improved things around here. Is this not our movement skill? No, it's not. Yeah? No. Yeah, it is. I guess it's also meant as a damage skill? Oh, okay. We'll put that in. It's in now. We come up here, we talk to the jerk sends us away. Stop right there, unclean. Yeah, about that. I showered today. Why is he calling me unclean? When kind of definitionally, I'm fairly clean. I'm about as clean as I can be. Like 2 hours out, 3 hours out from my shower. Sanctuary of Dawn. Wait, isn't that a band? Sanctuary of the Dawn? This is the really bad church guy. Yeah, he doesn't look fiendish at all. I'm sure he's very nice. I got good news just before my shower. When I weighed myself, my over-under was XX 6 pounds. I was hoping for XX 5 pounds and came in at XX 2.4 pounds. So I lost 2.6 pounds more than I even considered to be good. In essence, I lost a bunch of weight, which we will celebrate by remedying a bit of that and enjoying adult leisure beverages tomorrow night. Store run and then adult leisure beverages. Fun will be had by me. The rest of you guys kind of on your own. Definitely killing things much, much faster now. Monster level is 21 and I am level 22. Hey. It's a semi-boss mob. I don't even know what to say. We're getting close to being able to do our first league mechanic on this character. Well, my understanding, the league mechanic is not especially profitable until you get to the end game. I mean, some people recommending not until time mark 7, which basically is the actual initial mapping to time mark 7 is kind of not the real, sort of, kind of, a little, but not. Uno, two, trois. Agito leader. Jerk. Next, attack and cast speed. Hope everybody's Sunday has been going we'll look for modest success. It's been going all right. If you're a football fan, I hope your team has done well, or is at least still playing. My team got whooped yesterday. Not that I really care a lot, other than, you know, they were one of the teams of my youth, and I prefer them to do well. That's not always the case. The A's were my real favorite team. Well, their owner was a complete dickhole. And now they've been moved. The powerlessness of being a fan of a sports ball team when the owner is cheap and an asshole. One of the reasons I don't much care about most sports. It's such a unhealthy, shall we say, relationship to have. So I still care about sports. I just don't watch them because I cared too much. I was always getting angry at sports, mad at bad owners, bad managers / coaches, players doing dumb things, referees being incompetent. It was just all it was a reason for me to get mad at things. So I don't get it. I will root for my teams to win. And I'll check the box scores. And another factor, not to be understated, is the Los Angeles Dodgers factor. Used to be the Yankees factor, now it's the Dodgers factor. Where they're not even competing on a even playing field. Next year, I believe their salaries are going to add up to $400 million, and they're over the tax cap, and so they'll owe an additional $500 million to the league. Why? Because money doesn't matter to them because they're making so much from local television that they'll just spend whatever it takes to be competitive year in and year out. Yankees used to do that back in like the 80s when Steinbrenner owned it, and that took a kid who loved baseball, his favorite sport by far, and killed it for me. The Yankees they weren't buying, championships every year, but they were buying being competitive every year, being in the mix every year. Now it's the Dodgers. The Dodgers are just spending money because they don't give a crap. It doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. They're more than making up. As long as they're winning and the fans are watching, they basically have no money. So sports is mostly dead to me. I think the only sport I would get worked up about is hockey. I was a San Jose Sharks season ticket holder for a few years when they first came to San Jose. Well, actually, they've always been a San Jose team, but they did spend their first 2 years at the Cow Palace in South San Francisco, while the Shark Tank was being built. And they have a great new second-year player. So I'm keeping eyes on the box scores regularly now, instead of just occasionally. Having a budding superstar is very cool. But now, well, I watch Twitch while I play games. That's the majority of how I spend my time. Some reading, occasionally watching a movie on the computer. I think this build ends up using the same mechanic we were using in the previous build, Tangle. We have enough. We have enough for another. Wow. We're gonna blow shit up. We're definitely gonna blow shit up. Up. Even more. Ah, our first passive slot has opened up. But we can't buy it. Pourquoi? Level 34. I'm not at level 34 yet. Level 25. So one thing I think that's new was I had like a bunch of the spec points waiting for me when I started. So apparently as a method of rewarding players for playing alts is you get some of the points you've earned for start, and that jacks your power up. Not hugely, but significant. I have enough Vorax substances to enter. We're gonna do the surgery at the low level and see if we can get anything. Okay. I'm clicking. I'm clicking. I'm clicking. Oh, I have to select a surgical. We're gonna skip. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing now. Alright, we have a rare shield guard and 2 magic. We definitely don't want to do Amberons again. Last time I did Amberons, it made me despair of life. At the end of the round, +8 quality X groups, where X is equal to the number of pests. We currently have no pests except Vorpine, who's in chat. Oh! Well, when you have rare or boss agitos, 82 random groups activity each one. Well, we have got that. We need to update that, and that would be good. The others and pests. We'll go with the hypertrophic pituitary. I've opened a surgical instrument, so that's going to stick around. Let's see, select one group of monsters, mutate them into bone sentries. Well, I mean, we could do that. And add 62 to their quantity. Select one group of monsters and 31 activity to 2 groups of the same archetype. We don't have any of those. Add one group of agitos. Let's give us some more agitos. They're on the end of my agifeet. Pure Leech. Select a group of monsters, 31, and activity to 2 of the same. Well, 2. 40 quantity to 1 random group if they're bone sentries. Wow. If we could remove the pests, but I don't. It's random, right? Yeah. Well, do I get to choose which? If I get to choose which, I'll be happy with that. Trying to select the bone sentries. I did see a Reddit post. It's not just me who often can't get the things to select. Try swap and swap. There. Nope, that wasn't it. One random group of monsters. Oh, it's if they're bone sentries. So if it picks the bone sentries. 127 additional quality. And remove one group of monsters that are not bone. So that's all random. We don't want like random. It's like one group to mutate into identical copies. And mutate the monsters to their right into identical copies. Oh. That's going to turn this one into an apostate as well. Add one group of bone sentries and increase their quantity. Probably going with that. A group of pests, 50% chance to crit. Additional 2. 40 quant if they are bone sentries. Oh no, that's the random again. The random. Give us more bone sentries. There we go. Select one group of monsters, add 41, actively 50% chance to mutate them into amberons. Don't like amberons. Select one group, mutate monsters to their right to identical copies. Just one group of monsters mutate the monster to their right to identical copies. Should turn the Rust Halberdier into Scholar. One group, add 127, remove one group of monsters with different archetypes. That'll take away the shield guard. Probably that. Yeah, that. Let's see. Quantity. What's got the highest base value? 63 the scholars do, so increase their quantity. At the end of the round, 30 to quality of all that have more 255 or more. With that, you have 3 groups of magic and 2 groups of magic monsters. You have at least 2 groups of bone sentries. We'll go with this one. We want to get activity higher than 255. Amberons. Fuck Amberons. Amberons! Screw off. Select 2 groups, add 52 to their quantity, and mutate them into rare monsters. Like that. 52 to the quant. Those are the 2 that have the most quant. We want to get them to 255. Oh, it mutated. I forgot about that. Damn it. Dang it. Select one group, monsters 127, and then remove a group of monsters different. Select one group of monsters to mutate into Agitodes and awaken them into magic monsters. Those are already rares, and those are already Agitodes. To one random group and mutate them into random monsters, a 50% chance. Damn. That increase the activity. Alright, Night Sight. It is very frustrating. Somebody on Reddit did note that they were having the same problem. Someone said that it's the click-based interface is not working correctly. I have no idea. Right again. See, it knows that I clicked on it, but it's not selecting them. Oh, to one random. Mutate them. Fine. Oh, that worked. It did the one I wanted to anyway, and it's now a parasite mawworm of boss monster quality. Every 3 rounds, all monsters rotate into random monsters. Not sure that's great. But it is interesting. If you have 3 groups of magic monsters, we have only 2. When removing a monster, oh fine, we're just going to go ahead and go with it. You take them all. It's like one group of monsters and 31 activity, 2 groups with the same archetype. We do not have... That would only affect 2. Let's see, select one group, 154 to their quant, and remove 2 groups. 2? 2? Alright, Mawworm, you're online now. Select 1 to 2 groups of monsters and fuse them into a group of pests. We only have 2 monsters now. Select, add 1 group of monsters with the same name. Select 1 group of monsters, mutate them into bone sentries. Bone sentries. Okay. I don't think I'm going to like this result, but we're going with it anyway. Blood Mantis. It's a pest. It's a magic quality pest. 518 of them. That's a lot. Mutate them to random monsters. No. Mutate them into pests. They're already pests. Add one group of monsters with the same name. Select one group of monsters. Mutate them. There are no monsters to the right. Randomness all over the place. I've selected surgical protocol. Like the difficulty and rewards. Thank you. Yes, I know. It's pointing, but there we go. Okay, there's the surgical preparation. Experimental. How about, oh, I don't like the laser. The laser scalpels are bad. They hit ludicrously hard. Well, we'll have 6 boxes, and 2 of them will be purples. We might get additional ones if we kill stuff fast enough. So here we go. First go on this character. So far, we have 3 of the chests earned. On the left, part 2 of his surgery. We have all 6 chests earned. Have 1 purple chest earned. Oh, we're not just murdering. Come on, punks. Bring it. We've got 3 purple chests, which is more than we had by default. Are we done yet? We are done. We have 3 purple chests over there and 3 white chests over here. Good day to you, too. Used to play a lot of Torchlight 2. I like Torchlight Infinite. It has its problems. Mostly at the very bleeding edge, if you want to make the leaderboards, it is pay to win. There are pets that you have to acquire. And those, you can get a lot of them for free, but if you really, really want to be competitive that way, that's where they get you. Other than that, it is a fun, blasting ARPG. And it's free to play, except for that. The only thing I have spent any money on so far is before they... now, if you choose to play, you can use any of the characters except the very latest. If you want the very latest, you have to get the Season Pass. You have to buy the Season Pass. There is also a free Season Pass. Whereas earlier on, you had to, either using some in-game mechanics or buying the currency, you had to buy the currency to purchase an extra character archetype that are now, those are all free now except for the newest one. And so I still have, I bought, I think, $20 worth of their currency. I bought 1 character, and I still have the money from the second character, and I haven't bothered to spend it since. So it is certainly not an expensive free-to-play game if you just want to have fun. It could be expensive if you want to be end-game competitive, but... if you just want to have fun and blast, yeah. Dirt cheap because it's free. Let's see if we got any improvements to our gear. I'm not expecting a bunch after raiding my stash for all that good things. Whoops. Gloves? No. No. I want to keep that. Doesn't sound as bad as the reviews make it seem. No, a lot of the PoE players play it now as a sort of an off-season game. You know, I assume most of them were paid the first time they played it because it was not, let's say it was not warmly welcomed. Although I played it when it came out. But now, I think most of them play it. A lot of them. I shouldn't say most. A lot of them play it. Free. I should be. I'm sure a lot more would play it if they were paid, but a lot of them play it because it's a fun blaster. You know, if you love street sweeping entire vast swaths of mobs, this game's got you. Now, if you were to check out somebody in the end game right now, the speed that they're moving and the speed that everything is dying would be truly impressive. This is my second character for this league. I kind of hit a dead end on the previous one. I must admit, to some degree, I am kind of used to the PoE, where the creators have an easy mechanic in that everybody uses Path of Building. And Path of Building basically allows you to very easily sort of draw out the entire way a build is going to go, whereas this has a good tool in-game for looking at a build and basically activating a build, so to speak. But it's not as good as showing you the whole build step by step. What it does do really well is show you snapshots. So right now my build is following a build guide, but it's aiming for a snapshot of a build that was at the end of day one and wasn't really about how to get to that state. Ding, 26. Couple of my skills leveled up. If you've played Path of Exile, a lot of the mechanics, for instance, the skill mechanics would look the same. This is my primary skill. Oh look, 1, 2, 3, 4. It can have 5 supports. As an example. You will have 4 different skill trees, spec trees you'll unlock. The skills are not as all-encompassing as, say, PoE. For passives, I should say, the passive tree. The league mechanics are, at worst, okay, and frequently are better than a PoE 1 off-league mechanic. PoE 1, you know, when they really knock out a great league mechanic, these guys' mechanics are not going to be as good as a great PoE 1 league. But they will often be better than your average PoE. All in all, it's a solid ARPG. If you're a fan of ARPGs in general, it's a solid contender. I mean, it's not going to be the best, but if you're like a PoE player and there isn't a new PoE league, it's a lot of fun. Mechanics are not always extremely well explained. It seems like a lot of the translation, while it's competent, that the translations we get are readable English. They're not necessarily good at explaining the mechanics. They're perfectly, competent English translations, but they maybe are not real good at, like any sort of technical discussion. Translation is going to be a tough ask. And although you wouldn't consider necessarily games to be a technical field, a lot of times the players are expected to have a certain degree of technical understanding of the game. It's a solid game. In short, to sum up, it's a solid game. Fun, nothing deep and meaningful, a lot of blasting. The story is it's not nonsensical, but it's not good. And they kind of abandoned it after, I don't know, the first couple of seasons. It always seemed like, oh, they're going to finish this someday, but they haven't really had it much to it. Talent node. And fact points. So this is where the pets come in. There are a couple dozen pets. You get them randomly. If you get multiples of them, they get additional skills. So this is a low power one, but I have 6 copies of it. And so in addition to the basic skill, it has gained all these additional things that make it worthwhile. These are the more rare ones. These are the sort of, well, these are like legendary, and these are rare, and that sort of stuff. But there's a lot of them. And they all have stats, and that's where the pay to win really is in those pets. And they've actually, over the years, they've made it significantly more pay to win if you're going to be paying to win. The number I've heard bandied about is if you're willing to spend the money at the very end game, if you're trying to get on the leaderboards and whatnot. The number I've heard bandied about is you'll get twice as much loot and twice as much damage. So that part of the game is solidly in the pay-to-win category, but if that's not something you're interested in, then it doesn't really matter. I'm not, so for me it doesn't matter. And in common with a lot of the Asian free-to-play games, it does give you a lot of stuff. A lot of currencies. Lots of the free companion pets. Basically, every day they want to give you a lot of reasons to come in here and hit the exclamation point. Oh, more freebies. That kind of stuff. So, yeah, I can't use any of these yet, guys. I think it's because of the number of, because this is my second character, I got a lot of extra passive point unlocks, and so I'm deeper into the skill trees than I should be at this level, so it thinks I can equip these, but I can't. That's a new change that they just implemented. I do not remember that being there in the past, so it's possible that needs a little tuning. And they crank them out a new season, I think, every 3 months. Quick mobility. Preparation will go in there, but that's level 21. How about if we change that for quick mobility? Less damage, but faster cooldown recovery. There we go. That'll work. Sure. We'll go with that. That looks like a tankard of ale. I would like one of those. Instead, I have coffee. But tomorrow I'll make up for it, and I will have adult leisure beverages. The Red Plague Cerberus is really bad news. That is one of the new League mechanic mobs, and they are tough, especially that little bastard. That's a little bastard. That really big bastard. It's very unpleasant. He'll jump at you, and he has a bonk. And he has a channeled cone attack that hits like a bazooka. A friend of mine is playing. And has died like half a dozen times to it the first time. It's that tough. Especially if you run into it in a narrow area like, say, this, where there's no place to get out of range. We have a treasure chest. Definition of treasure may vary. And I have to say I wasn't very filled with awe and amazement at how treasury that. I will note my character power is pretty high because I just 15 minutes ago yoinked a bunch of items left over from my first character. Ding 29. Sorry about that, old boy. Talent point. Inflicts frostbite when dealing hit cold damage. That will be a significant improvement in an already decent amount of damage we're doing. That basically put a cold damage over time effect when we shoot things. We shoot things. Doing a quick check here to see that is a slight increase in damage. Really? That's possible. I'm a little bit dubious. But it seems to think so. Yeah, I can see that. Recycle all of the easily recyclables. These are League mechanic things. That is a very good weapon, but not good for this build. But it had enough intelligence that by itself that made it. Because maybe I don't have enough smarts. Some of them are these long-range, freaking big-ass guns. Fortunately, I'm twinked up. No. Twinking has different meanings in different cultures, shall we say. In gaming cultures, twink means to take high-level gear, high-quality gear, and put on a low-level character to be powerful. That's not the exact same meaning it has in every culture. Just put it that way. You do have to be careful when using it in the gaming culture sense, lest you be misunderstood. We have a treasure trove awaiting us. Going into that in a sec. That is sort of a map that you can run separately multiple times. Good XP and certain specific, certain very good level. Here we can get these gloves. Ice Pulse. I think we want those for this build. Born in Fire. We have one. A second one wouldn't hurt. I don't think we need those. And then these are exclusive but rare drops. This one, if memory serves, yeah, is essentially a lot like Tabula Rasa. So any of you PoE players would know about Tabula Rasa. It's very powerful in that it allows you to use high-level skills at very low levels, but provides you with no useful stuff. So this is what I mean by this is a game about blasting. Just ripping through, murdering bajillions of mobs. Getting some nice loot. It's very much a vibe gaming thing. It is a great put your brain in neutral or close to neutral and just blast. And it's something this game does quite well. As opposed to, say, PoE 2 at low levels. PoE 2, much better game. But at the low levels, it's a grind. It really is. This one's not. A little bit at the start for this build, anyway, but generally no. About 30 levels in, and I've just... These are very good for XP because they're full. Just lots of XP. Boss. Fighting stompers. And a spec point. For completing it for the first time. These ones that are in green circle is because I have a build selected, a pre-defined build selected, and these are the ones that are telling me where to go. I have been told where to go many times in my life, I can assure you. Shield of Judgment. Fighting stompers now. That's actually an improvement. We recycle the easily recyclables, so the uniques. Unique stuff does not get recycled, it does. We're doing it again. Because it's worth a lot of XP, a lot of people will, and it also has certain specific drops that target farm. A lot of people will run these certain point you stop getting much XP for it, I tell you. Basically saying, you've got most of the XP you're going to get out of here. Your XP rate is going to be much, much lower. Maybe you want to move on to something else. Generally, most of the items that drop in here are leveling items. The ones that were commonly awarded for beating the boss are good for leveling, rather some of them are even good for some builds well into the end. There is crafting, and it is pretty damn deterministic in that if you're willing to, if it takes $1 to re-roll an object, or re-roll an affix, as long as you've got $5 or $10, you can pretty much always get the affixes you want, if they're available on the type of item correct. But that pops into the game. Fighting stompers again. We don't want the fighting stompers. Stop the fighting stompers. So level 27. We are at 32. A bunch of our skills and supports just leveled up. Talent nodes are available. And 2. The other was another point in our pact or pet tree. Another level. You can see XP is coming in very quick. Again, in a second. He gives us something to move in the shoes. I don't remember what it was we were looking for. Born in Fire was one of them. It's a really, really strong survival. Right. Nope, nope, nope. The other one as well. I take it back over too. We can destroy this one. We will destroy this one ring. At this stage, it's too low. Your XP will suffer. And normally this is when I'd be quitting. I'd run this in them. can, but we kind of want. I don't know what the hell it was we wanted, but we wanted something. That was a complicated. We'll double check if we can get it here, what it is I was looking for that I can't remember because I'm another level. First level, we'll see what number we're at when we hit the end. Itch. You gotta itch, you gotta scratch it. Alright, Mr. Boss Bob coming up, give me whatever it was I was looking for that I can't remember. I think that covers it. Wow. Oh, it's a better one. We want that. We'll probably go right back in. I want to see what the one thing we're missing is, because I'm pretty sure it's something we actually want for the build. I just can't remember. And his cuckoo brains. Yeah, we want the gloves. We're doing cold. This increases the frostbite, which is the damage over time component. Extra spell damage. And when you defeat a frostbitten enemy, which most of them will be, current cooldown of your potion and nobility skills goes down. An additional charge and 50% of the mana cost comes out of your life instead. We want that a lot. We would like that muchly. Oh, where is it? Oh, that's the hideout. Where's the freaking... Nope, that's the first treasure trove. Oh, we just close it and just go, yes. Oh. I've got it. Gloves. We're looking for the gloves. Yes, yes, I know. Stage is too low. My XP will be reduced. I know. Wait, this is the level we just cleared. Yeah, it's the level we just cleared. God. Dag nabbit. That's what happens, I'd forgotten. If you don't actually go back in. Would you stop, sir? Stupid critters. Can't take them anywhere. Now that we know what we're looking for, we can challenge again. Nope. Yes, 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 I know. XP reduced. And yet another level is reduced, but it's still pretty good. Alright, boss, we're looking for the gloves, please. Got basically a 1 in 3 chance, because there's 3 things that are guaranteed to be wrong. Gloves. Thank you. All I had to do was ask. Or possibly order. And says less damage. Do we believe that? Yeah, maybe. Except critical strike ranking. We currently can't critical strike at all, so in fact it's better. And now, we're back to work. That way. Also, this one's got specials. Special bonuses for the attacks that we use. All the freezy stuff. Slurpees. Down goes Frazier. That's an old guy reference right there. Alright, looks like 12 of our skills and supports leveled up. Probably because we hit level threshold. 3 more points in here? Really? Max frostbite rating. Sure, we like that. Yes, we do. We like frostbite. How about you? Sorry. I need to AFK for just a sec. Refill my coffee cup. Be right back. And I'm back. Speaking of back, the back is doing better today. Comic-san. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Do tashimashite. How you doing? Oh, you're dudes. Oh, most dudulous of all dudes. So the back is definitely better tonight than it was yesterday. Hopefully by tomorrow it'll be, if not completely, all better. Back to its normal, well, back to its normal fragile state, at least we should be close. Another level? Oh, you shouldn't have, and yet I did. Another talent point. Let's see, which do we want to get to? Additional damage against frozen enemies. Or 100% chance to gain... Yeah, I think we want that one. Focus Blessing. Oh, it's... I've had a life of... lifelong back problem. Well, not lifelong. Since the weekend of July 4th, 1984. Off and on. And it was just a little bit tender and dicey for a couple of days. Particularly yesterday. Today, it's just a little bit stiff. Not a problem. And hopefully by tomorrow, it's completely back to its normal state of, as long as I'm careful. Pact point allocated, increasing my cast speed by 4%. And there are available pact slots. We have a new addition. In addition to Luluri Maple, it's not my fault, I don't. Double spell, yeah, he's good. Yep, he's just good. He's a legendary, and he gets really strong abilities the more copies of him you have. But I have one. Still, it's better than most of the rest of what I have. 2 pact points. And 2. That is, again, the real pay-to-win mechanic is in those pets. Not that I give a hoot about making it, let alone getting to the top of the, pardon me on, the rankings lists when there are, you know, if you think the Western no-lifers no-life it. Imagine the Chinese no-lifers. When that's kind of the Chinese gaming culture is about winning and leading leaderboards, whereas the Korean general gaming culture is about grinding, and grinding is a positive thing, which is why that tends to be emphasized so much in Korean games. The Chinese gaming culture is very largely about winning, either winning in competition or winning on things like leaderboards. There was a very good speech a few years back by a guy named Jared Psygoda, Psygoda, at the Game Developers Conference. It's got to be 15, maybe even 20 years ago, about whaling in Chinese mobile gaming. And to say it was an eye-opener, because, as an example, leading leaderboards is so important in the Chinese gaming culture. If there's a new game, they would bring out a new server multiple times a week so that there were multiple servers that people could try and get onto the leaderboard, either as an individual trying to get into a leaderboard in one, or an individual trying to get into leaderboards in multiple cases. And given that they have a largely pay-to-win gaming culture, that's how they make their money. That's how these gaming companies make their money, is cranking out mechanics. I don't know how much, for instance, in Western, say, MMO gaming, as an example, cosmetics and stuff are big. They are important. I don't know if that's the case in Chinese gaming. But I do know that for them, a large part of the drive is the competitive. Do not want to be anywhere near this guy because he is bad. That's the bad. What he's doing right. God damn it, don't walk into it, you idiot. The problem was I couldn't get an angle to hit him with anything. He's bad, okay? We do not like him. Sam, I am. I've not died on this character yet. $37. More levels. More levels. That's another passive. Headed towards that. That's also good. Where are we at? 18 to 24. We'll go there instead. We'll even rewind this one. Respecking in this game, basically at all measures of respecking, is free until level 90. Congrats, I obtained something. Find out in a second. Ah, we hit the level where we can now finally use the passive skills. I will select a passive slot. That one will do. Thunder Magus. Okay, well, we'll put it in, but we're not actually choose the Summon Frost Magus. As cold stuff is a better fit for us. We'll activate it. We have a second. We could throw the Thunder Magus in there too. Why not? We're multi-maging. That's the Thunder. That's the Frost. This is Ilsa, who's running around with us. I can't help but thinking of her as the only other character I've ever heard of named Ilsa, which is from a softcore porno film, I think. Ilsa, she-wolf of the SS. Seriously, that's a thing. I'm not making that up. I mean, I assume there are other characters who've been named Elsa, but that's the only one I know. Oh, by the way, I never saw the movie, okay? Oh, I think it's important to be clear about that. That one's not my fault. We have there. Oh, yes, yes. We like additional damage against frozen enemies. Of course we do. We like frozen enemies. We call them documentaries. Well, they do feature real people in real simulated events. Although I'm not sure how often, anyone actually gets stuck in an appliance. I've heard. Of course, I have no specific awareness or knowledge of these things. You understand. I've read about it on the internet. It's such a wonderful catch-all. If you get caught
I didn't expect you
talking about something you're not supposed to know about. Oh, there he is. I'm long enough to show the hell up. No. Sure, a little bit of damage. We don't need much in the way of defense right now. A little bit more damage is always welcome. See, now that's the false positive. It says 12.5%, but it's not for my build. It's a general measure. My build is definitely better by the one I'm currently using. Recycle all of the junk away. And continue on with the murder. Old woman who was tested on. And an old man who was tested on too. This place is terrible. Well, the food's rotten, I know that. It's a civilian test subject. Hello, civilian test subject. It's another civilian test subject. Clonk. It's coming down. See? They can't get one past me. I know how these things work. Old woman who was tested on. I too am an old man who was tested on. Crap. Wrong way. Lens has gone the wrong... No, he has not gone. I don't think. There's something there to the south, but the primary way we're going to go is this way. Oh. Poison. Poison gas. All right, who had the beans? Who had chili tonight? Tell you, Cold Magus loves to just beat stuff up kind of randomly. That. Additional damage against frozen enemies. And greetings to you. Open the door. party going on? We have a treasure chest. Blowing them up. We have another treasure trove. Kill these guys first because, well, they deserve it. Treasure trove. See if there's anything in here we specifically want. Sage's Foresight. Yeah, I think we actually want that one. So, good. Those are all good things. If we get any of those, that would be nice, but those are rare. But we should get the staff on, like, the first boss we kill. So the end of the map. And I won't even feel bad about it. They just keep coming. Bugs, Mr. Rico, zillions of them. That's an old guy book reference. I don't think it appears in the movie anywhere. It's in 40. The book is Starship Troopers. The movie of Starship Troopers was also called Starship Troopers, but it was not a particularly faithful adaptation. Sometimes you just gotta kill a whole lot of bugs. Level 41. Bossy mob. Sage's Foresight. Yay. And once again, goodies. That's a little dirty sounding. All of our skills and supports have up-leveled. Act point to spend. Chance for spells to deal double damage. And 3 new talent nodes. This opens up another tree, which we'll get to. But first, we need to finish this tree off. Because that'll give us 24 of 24, which will give us a special goodie. And we'll spend 1 more point to get that. Extreme coldness, not regular coldness. No, no, no. Extreme coldness. But we can only deal cold damage. Which means now any of the things that previously we might have used. See, this has 9 to 9 physical damage as well. Yeah, that don't work anymore. Not for us. Because we're special. .3% damage increase seems pretty good. I won't say no. We will challenge at least 1 more time because the XP is good. Okay, this will be the last time because the XP is no longer going to be elevated. We're so powerful already, our might is the stuff of legend. Well, actually, the stuff of legend mostly doesn't exist, so... whoops, something there hit hard. I was kind of standing in the middle of about 40 of them, so... that might have been part of the issue. Maybe. Those little yellow orbs that fall you are similar to the very annoying mechanic in PoE. The same thing. The bearers, I think, is what they are. When you kill them, they give up a little orb that follows you until it explodes, and so you kind of have to run and through. I understand that in group play they used to be a really big deal, so much that there are still players from that era who, when they run into them, go, bears. And that's short for bears. Because it was so easy when you're playing in groups to be following somebody who set them off and goes through them, and you go running up to them, they explode and die. Hardcore players, you know. What are you going to do? Another level? Oh, that's just 42, which is, of course, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Let's see if we got a better Sage's Foresight. Not averse to something if it's better. It is slightly better. We would give up survival. At this point, I don't think a little bit of extra damage is worth the survival loss. Those two rings are just incredibly good for leveling. Life per level and the regeneration are just really good. That's what we're going to click. Thank you. We have 2 more points. We have next time, I promise. And an empty skill slot. I don't think we'll probably have enough. Summon a rock magus. Doom, 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 doom. We do have enough to activate them all. Nice. I guess these dudes are only 20% each. Yeah, 20% sealed mana. So that means between the three of them, 60% of my mana is sealed or reserved. If you're a PoE player, same difference. I have more friends now. I like having friends. Leave the treasure trove. XP, not worth anymore. Headed this way. There's poison on the floor, and so occasionally you want to take a little break away from it. Whoops! Lest it kill you. Dying is to some degree expected in this game because it is very high entropy. The deeper you get into the game, the more damage you're doing, but also the more damage the critters are doing, and sometimes you can't really control whether you live or die to a specific attack, except if you're there. And you can't always see them. So dying is... I don't even know if hardcore is actually supported. It's that stupid Cerberus again. Hate him. It's one of the league mechanics. We'll do 10 out of 48. Need 12 for one of the endgame mechanic runs. It's lean again.
Stop!
2 more. The story is fragmented, incomplete, and well worth skipping.
It's all.
I don't want to go so far as to say nonsensical. I don't want to. It's pretty close. Certainly I wouldn't go so far as to say it is a complete and coherent narrative. Because it's not.
Watch out!
I could easily die here, not so much to the actual boss in fighting, but a couple of times in the fight he will sort of break off and do a big damaging mechanic, and we have to get behind this guy who puts up a defensive shield. That's the mechanic. We got through the first phase. Basically, you can Alright, get ready for another iteration of boss guy or that bishop dude coming out and us getting behind him. Avoid the damage and he'll just fall over dead. Boom. Genius battle gear. Well, that's for me, obviously. Because I am genius. What? A little more survival, less damage. Right now, we just want to do lots of damage. We want damage. And right now... Interesting. A spell critical system. Every spell burst. We don't use spell bursts, though. Where are we headed? We have to talk. Oh, we have to pick up the spark. Sparks are a big deal early in the game. They just kind of beat around. And we're back in town. Honey, I'm home. All right, Sage's Foresight. That's Sage's Foresight, not Sage's for something else. Scepter of Excommunications. Level 63 for that one. Level 38. 63 one comes with energy. Probably one. Berserker Bracer, that's a level 20. Got another one in there? Oh, surprising. A couple of Fighting Stompers. Do we already have those? No, really? That one's better. That one we're destroying. A Shield of Judgment. I'll be the judgment of that. We don't have any of those yet either. Vorax limbs. That's the lake mechanic. Only thing we got left is something we're going to recycle for parts. Parts are parts. Nope. We've got another person needs talking to over here. Sherlock. I haven't got a clue who that could be. Sherlock. They are limited, but they're purchased with in-game currency. So you can buy more with just stuff that you're picking through playing. I've got like, I don't know, 10? Something like that. I could buy more if I needed them. I'm sure there is a limit, but I don't know what it is. But it's using, one of the currencies you have quickly gain a lot of. It's not really any sort of burden. Nice surprise. That was quite an ambush you guys had. Oh, I'm sorry you didn't want me to kill you all? I'm so sorry. Let's turn on the light. Or fix their lighting for them. Because these barbarians don't know how to fix their own lighting equipment. God, it's like, I can't change the light bulb. Hi, Liam. Goodbye, Liam. Right, something over there that we have to do. We have to talk with Liam? I don't want to talk to Liam. Go away, Liam. You bother me. Go away, kid. You bother me. Bossy mob. Good bossy mob. Good. Game 43. Oh, look. He spawned some friends ever. Good. We did finish out Prophet, right? Yep. Next one is either Servant of the Goddess of Knowledge, Arcanist, or Marksman. Not that one. Arcanist, reselect. Goddess of Hunting. That's the one. Projectile damage. Stupid birds. And stupid tornadoes. Stupid desert critters. Probably the wrong way. I'm guessing we're going the wrong way. Almost certainly ain't going. Let's see, I think I'm going to blame the dude for that. That seems like the right choice. We're almost back up to where we can do the lead mechanic with it, huh? It's Esmeralda. Always a dude or another to blame. Well, of course. I'm a streamer. Do you think I can take personal responsibility for anything? Whether it's a minor thing on stream or something significant in my life that is definitely a shortcoming of a very real and personal nature? Of course not. You guys. It's the real life equivalent of the streamer client. There yet? Are the mobs we need to kill yet? Here? Come on. We killed the rest of the mobs. Come on. Like 4 or 6 cats show up. Big cats, not little ones or peons. Whatever the hell they are. Come on. I fell on my keys. There it comes. 6. Took your 8 of them. Momentary lag spikes. Not my fault, obviously. Not you guys' fault either. The game or the internet. Esmeralda. All of the female characters look different in exactly the same way. How about another chance for double damage spells? I want it. And another talent node. Additional projectile damage. And we're off. Another one. Congrats, I obtained extended duration. I recognize the icon for that one. Hey, I've got no problems with my duration. I just want to be really clear about that. My duration, never had a complaint. Monster level is 42. I am 45. Dead. Allow us to put that away. They do allow us to put that away now. Yay. I've mentioned it before, but this is an example of a mobile game that's PC UI is better than the PC UI on pretty much any of the console games that have releases for PC. And that is a fact that ought to be a deep and lasting humiliation to the people who do PC designs for PC/console. specifically looking at you, Dune Awakening. Love the game. The UI is trashed here. PC UI. I'm a good judge of console UI, but I am a good judge of PC UI. It's trashed. We got 10 more level ups for skills and sports. Oh, that's the wrong way. Another for me? You should have. Hey, we can do another league mechanic. Dune is a lot of fun. If not for Blueprints, it would have been my game of the year. I had an enormous amount of fun. I'm looking forward to their next content drop. I've had a genuine blast with that game. That is despite the UI, because painful. It's painful. On the PC. Yeah. They just recently announced that, confirmed that the console launch is coming this year. 2026. It went bye-bye. I will note that it is particularly amusing / galling that I'm complaining about the UI being a console and controller-centric piece of crap for a PC game where the console hasn't even come out yet. Enhance the UI or confusing with another game? I'm not sure. It blows my mind that you release it on PC first and it has a console UI. But then that's true for basically every console game that comes out on PC. They always are doing, well, we'll design it for console first. Rather than designing two separate UIs, we'll design it console first, and then we'll make a piece of crap implementation for PC. I don't understand. Hire one more UI dev. That's it. One. Now pretend for a minute like your PC customers count. Fat Buddy! Guten Abend, mein Freunde. V. Gates. That's about all the German I have from the 3 years of German I took. .47. 2 years in junior high school. 1 year. Right. I've been 2 years in high school. I think it was just one. Definitely 2 years in junior high school. Teachers were Herr Weil and Herr Jos, which I think is actually a Polish name. Oh. Gotta talk to Esmeralda again. Hi, Esmeralda. Pardon me? Excuse me? Pardon me? Okay, we're back in the real world. I'm going to do another freaking... We'll abandon the previous surgery and start a new one, because it costs 12. Alright, let's see. When removing a monster that is not a bone sentry, extra quant to a random group of monsters. That seems pretty good. Have at least 2 groups of agitos. We have none at present. At the end of the round, those are pests. We have 1 pest and 2 amberons. I do not like amberons. So we want to remove things that aren't bone guardians. Select a group of mod, add 20 to their activity. If they're not Amberons, mute them into Amberons. We do not like Amberons. And add 30 additional activity. We have 2 things of Amberons right now. I have to fight the monsters to get the parts? I think so. Some of the parts actually will drop, I think, just from regular mobs, but I'm not positive. Or not regular mobs, but the League mobs in the regular world, but I'm not sure about that. Select one group of monsters to awaken, and monsters that are 1 tier higher. Add one group of pests. 50% chance to add 2 additional groups. Well, we do have 3 open tubes. We did not get the 50%. It hates me. Select one group, remove them. Add 2 groups of magic monsters of random archetypes. We do not like the Amberons, so. We got a lot of pests, including each and every one of you. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Seriously. It's like 1 to 2 groups of mobs and monsters and fuse them into pests. Quantity to 4 random groups, each with a different rarity. We have 3 rarities, so that should apply. Yep, 3 of them. Add 1 group of pests and 73 to their quantity. Or awaken. Select 1 group of monsters and remove them. Add 2 groups of magic monsters. Magic, magic, magic. Alright, we'll remove the evil spider and get 2, you have an Agitos. What's weird doing up here? We want a bone sentry in here somewhere. Oh, actually, as long as we're not removing bone sentries, we're getting increased quality? Quantity. Yes, the quantity numbers are going up. So this, for instance, is a rare group. It has each of them has 15 activity, and there's 194 of them in there. It's tight. Select 1 group of monsters, add 30 to their activity. It takes effect 2 times for magic Agitos and 3 times for rare and boss Agitos. We have magic Agitos. We have a magic Agito, so this one will actually then add 60 to their activity. So that'll take them from 5 to 65. So we add 60, it'll add about 3,000. They should end up at about 3,245. 3,185. I was off by 60. If they're not Amberons, mutate them into Amberons. We do not like Amberons. Select 2 groups of monsters, mutate them into random monsters, and add 31 to their activity. 2 groups, rotate them into magic. The evil spider is of no particular quality. He is selected. And we can get rid of, say, the clever jaw amber. Replace them with a different amber, but that's fine. At the end of the round, if you have at least 2... I have no bones. I haven't been able to pull up any bone sentries. At the end of the round, fuse 2 random groups of magic monsters into rare Agitos. That's pretty interesting. I kind of like that one. When you have normal magic and elite monsters at the same time, plus 20 to all. We have no normal monsters. Select 1 group of monsters, increase their activity to 2 groups of the same rarity. Well, we have an awful lot of the magic rarity, so that's pretty good. We'll choose 1 for sure, and then the other 2 will be randomly chosen. Alright, we now have rare taboo scholars. We have our first purple box. We have about halfway done. At the end of the round, fuse 2 random groups into rare Agitos. We already have that. We do. I wonder what happens if you have multiple sloughed cortices. At the end of the round, for every 3 groups of monsters of the same rarity, you have fuse 1 into a group of higher rarity. You have 3 of the same rarity. We'll fuse them into one thing. At the end of the round, if there are two groups of monsters, add one group of monsters. There are 6 group of monsters with the highest activity. Will devour all of the other ones. Let's go with this. Black Goat Suture. It is an interesting system. The implementation is okay, but I like the idea behind the system a lot. Osteolytic Ointment. You have at least one group of... I have no bone sentries. Plus 41 activity to random groups. One random group. Ooh, I don't think I want random. It's like one group of monsters to mutate into bone sentries and 62 to them. Let's get rid of the... that's pests. That's Amberons. We do not like Amberons. Heretical Scholar, Taboo Scholar, and Festerpod. We now have rare monsters. We're up to... getting close to the end. 25. If they're pests, add extra pests. We currently have no pests. Awaken them into magic monsters. Select one group of monsters, add 154 to their quant, and remove 2 groups of monsters with different affixes. Different... I'm trying here. Bear with me. There we go. Add 154 to their quant, and remove 2 groups of different archetypes. So I think that will make that and that go away. 41, 159. We're gonna... that Heretical Scholar is going to be honking big, if I'm correctly figuring this out. As it's going to about double to about 85k? 90k. One group and remove them. Add 2 groups of magic monsters of random archetype and add 25. Select one group of monsters, add 20 to their activity, plus 41 additional quantity to bones. I don't have bone sentries. Add one group of bone sentries. Sure. And now we're into the surgical preparations. Monsters deal 23% additional damage to you when they take damage. I don't like the laser scalpels. I said I don't like the laser scalpels. Alright, we have 3 purple and 3 white quality chests. We can improve the quality of the whites in combat, so we will start our surgery now. Yeah, to figure out how the system worked, I basically had to watch somebody else. We have got all 6 chests. They're all currently white. As we work our way through these mobs, they will start to improve their quality to purple. We have 1 purple chest. Purple chests. And remember, we had only 3 in sort of the default setup. we're at 3. The next step after those is red. I have had some successful on my other characters, successful runs to end up with all 6 red. And beyond that, you can get 1 rainbow. So you get 5 red and 1 rainbow. It's about what you do. I've heard some people saying you can get rainbows, but I haven't seen it. We have a 4th purple. We have increased our swag level, as it were. As in the actual meaning of the word swag, as in loot from it. We got 4. Alright, these first 2 are gray or white quality. Wow, that's unimpressive. As is that. Alright, purple quality. Not much there. Not that I'm expecting much. This is low level. We got a limb. A waist. I think that's the first waist we've got. I think all we'd gotten on my first character was feet. We have a chest and now a waist on this character. And a rotten organ. God. Who wants a sandwich? No? I'm not interested in a nice rotten organ sandwich? I mean, they're delicious. Piquant flavor. Don't know what you're missing. Okay, you probably do. It's actually it's rotten organs, so. I do like that she is the surgeon's name is her name is Shelley. A nice little callback to Mary Shelley. We have another treasure trove. Let's see what we want in this one, if any. Alright, Chain of Resistance. Pretty good. I don't think the Corrupted Marrow makes the build. And Clay Doll's Broken Finger. Maybe. I'm not sure. But we would definitely like the neck. Teleport me. Monster level is 44. I am 47. I wish I was 47. They actually got through my energy shield, and I had... Well, I didn't have to. I chose to. Use a healing potion. My gosh. What is this world coming to? Where I have to use defensive mechanics. I just want to blow things up. guy. Level 50. Whoa, that was a pretty heavy hit, actually. Those big guys jumped on me. And it hurt. It hurt. Pretty sure all the rest of these are going away. No, we actually found an improvement. I would even say that one's an improvement. Yeah, survival out of the corrupt marrow, but no additional damage. Our survival numbers is right now are pretty good, so we want the damages. We want all of the damages. Oh my god, it's only the second time I've been in here. One minor thing that this game has that I wish more of the ARPGs had. I'll show you. Get an instance of it. Basically, just need a loot drop. Fall something at distance. Like that black feather staff over there, right? If I click on it, you don't have to be next to it to pick it up. If you can click on it, you can pick it up. So no more PoE and PoE 2. Oh, the monster's dead. I'll go pick up my really good loot. Oh, I'm dead. We hate that. Actually, actively, we hate that. On death effects. We hate them. It's a little quality of life thing I would like to see added. Also, you'll notice no stupid, idiotic inventory Tetris in this game. You want to give us a small inventory, I can understand the need for it from a game design perspective. It needs some friction in your game, I get it. But they don't have to be stupid. And inventory Tetris in ARPGs is just dumb. Chris Wilson gave some stupid reason why you have to be on top of the item to pick it up. It's bullshit. It's because that's the way it was. The simple, straightforward answer is because that's the way it was in Diablo. That is the end of the conversation for an awful lot of the dumb things that they do in PoE. They did it in Diablo. Change resistance. More damage, more survival. Not seeing much of a downside, gotta say. A little bit of damage loss. That's a tiny amount of damage. That thing was just kind enough to stand there while I vaporized it. I'm good with that. I probably should. Wow, 5 new talent points. I haven't been paying close attention. I've been sitting there for a while and I saw it. Yeah, I probably have. I have a lot of them. point, another pact point. Let us 4% chance more for spells to just deal double damage. 5 new points. Let's see. 1. 1, 2, 3. Couple of generators we need to turn into degenerators. Easy for me to do as a degenerate myself. Of course, when I say a degenerate, I only mean a degenerate gamer, of course. That is the entirety of my degeneracy. And if you believe that, that's another level. Alright, now he becomes enormous. Would you stop and just take your licking like a grown-up man, as opposed to a grown down man, I guess. Our first hero trait. We do have a memory of origin. 17 dex is okay. And it gives us deep freeze. Frostbite rating can exceed its upper limit up to 150. That's the damage over time component of cold. Plus 65% frostbite effect. Frostbite rating can exceed it. Next level gets it up to 90%. It's just delicious. We've gotten more powerful. We have an empty skill slot. Extended duration seems to be a good choice, I think. Secret Origin Unleash. Cast the spell, gain Euphoria. Yeah, extended duration seems delicious. Another pact point. Another 12% spell damage. Another talent point. Alright, this is actually a good break point, I think, right there. I will take us back to the hideout. And I'm going to call it an evening. Thank you guys, as always, for hanging out here. I am very appreciative. I'll be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe. Australia and New Zealand, more of my patented brand of banality and stupidity. Got you covered. I will probably be back playing this, but I might be playing something else. For one thing, it will be a Monday, which is Guild Wars 2 Key Farm rolls over, so maybe that, but probably back here with this. Regardless, I will be here, knock on wood, and enjoying adult leisure beverages to excess. Again, thank you guys very much for hanging out. Hopefully you will see me soon. I hope the rest of your Sunday night, Monday morning goes okay. And as always, I like to set an achievable goal for the people who hang out here. I hope your upcoming week doesn't suck. Back tomorrow.